let's talk about, we're talking about James Harden doesn't want to be where he is. What about Davante Adams? Does he want to be where he is? Again, we spoke about it with Albert Breer earlier, and we'll get to his comments in a moment. But first up, the latest example of Davante Adams saying something that leaves us all wondering, what is he saying? It seems like he goes right up onto the doorstep of saying, I don't want to be here. And then steps back and says, no, I do want to be here, but, not in the manner in which I'm currently here. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it seems like. Yeah. He's made comments for print stories and also into a microphone. The latest one occurring in his weekly availability in front of the press on Wednesday. He's had only 6 catches in the last 2 games, both of them Raiders wins, believe it or not.
Yeah.
This is what Davante Adams had to say.
I mean, it's a work in progress. Obviously, we're going to continue to work through it. But, I mean, I'm a human being, and I have extremely high standards for myself and this offense. So, to me, it's not just about, I'm sure people are thinking like, well, they won the game, they won the Packers game, why is there an issue? I mean, you see why it's an issue. Y'all should know who I am, know what I'm about at this point. So it's not about, when you're a player like me, mentally, my benchmark is not wins and losses, it's greatness. So when I go out there, I expect to be able to have that ability to put that on tape and have an influence on the game. And that's, like I say every week, that's my purpose for being here. I'm not here just to hang out and, like I said, come here to hang out with Derek and all of that stuff from last year. Came here to win and to do it the right way. So if it don't look like it's supposed to look, then I'm gonna be frustrated if I'm not a part of that plan, because as I have the opportunity to go and to change that and make it look like a much better picture out there. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm gonna be frustrated. If Jacoby goes out and have a monster game, or if the offense is scoring every 5 plays like our first drive on the Bills, then it is what it is. It's not about me, but I'm one of the bigger pieces, as to why this offense is gonna go. And if I'm not getting it, then that's obviously not according to plan. So we want to obviously keep working like we are to get that right.
All right, so what does he mean by that? We had Albert Breer on in hour number 2. I asked him exactly that very question, and here was his answer from Sports Illustrated, our friend.
He just comes from a winning program, and guys who come from places like that, who haven't experienced losing, then go to a place like this, and it gets them a little bit more than it would to other players. I think this is sort of a signal from Davante Adams, all right, I signed here. I wanted to play here. It was my choice to come here. I bought into Josh McDaniels' program. Now you got to show me. I know there was some frustration on, the part of McDaniels and his staff last year. I mean, part of the reason they were out on Derek Carr is because Derek Carr didn't take enough chances and give Davante Adams enough chances. And, I think that's a part of it, is the quarterback position to some degree has undermined Davante Adams, and that, Jimmy Garoppolo is banged up again. And now is it going to be Brian Hoyer? Is it going to be Aiden O'Connell? And, again, I think Davante's sort of in this show me place where if it doesn't get better over the course of the year, and I don't think it gets traded before the deadline, but if it doesn't get better, over the rest of this year, then I think all bets are off, and, he is probably considering his options.
So that's Albert Breer's opinion, that it doesn't mean anything for the moment, but if it doesn't improve by the end of the year, then he'll, his options would be literally saying the words, I don't want to be here, but screw it. Let's just go straight to the source in Davante Adams, because earlier today he retweeted the senior writer for The Athletic who covers the Raiders, to Sean Reed, who gave his 2 cents on the subject matter, that my takeaway from Adams' comments: he values winning above all else, but knows the Raiders can't win at the level he wants to without the offense being significantly better. And for the offense to be that, he needs to get the ball more. It's fairly simple. Adams retweeted that saying, simple. Thank you, brother. And I will say this, my takeaway from it: it is that simple, right? It is that simple, because it will come across that Adams sounds like it's about him, right? Because you're supposed to say, oh, we won the last 2 games. I don't care if I get just 1 catch for 1 yard as long as we win. Nuh-uh. Because if he only gets one catch for 1 yard, you're not going to win multiple games in a row too often. You're not going to win too many games too often. You brought him in and paying him all that money for a certain reason because you're getting that heart of a lion who wants to be great. And it is about greatness for him because at this point of his career, outside of that championship trophy and ring and the winning, it is about chasing the all-time greats because he is that good and has been that good. And, I'm sure Packers fans might be, well, you should have stuck around here. Maybe you and Rodgers might be back shouldering your way down the field in the NFC North right now, too. Rodgers might have stuck around if Adams did. But, there's other aspects of it. Again, Adams wanted to be closer to the West Coast, and definitely hanging out with Derek was definitely one of the benefits of coming there. Yeah. But to me, and it's only going to get worse, one would think, with all due respect to Aidan O'Connell and or Brian Hoyer, that without Garoppolo, the most steady, when healthy, hand, I don't know if Adams is going to be fed in the manner in which he feels he needs to be. That's kind of the issue here. But the ultimate issue I'm taking away from these comments and the ones before it, is somehow, some way, he feels that the setup there is not for his ultimate success. He feels as if whatever's going on there is not set up for his ultimate success. That is the subtext to everything he has been saying. Because if he felt as if those who are either A, feeding him, or B, scheming to feed him, or are C, having the ability to tell those who can feed him, feed him. Feed him. Not to sound like, hey, James Franklin, why don't you go up top? I'm not talking about up top. I'm like 217, who's always effing open. And if he's not, you can back shoulder him open, or you can throw him open because he is that good. And so when I hear these comments, there's always that subtext that I feel that he feels. And again, I shouldn't speak for him because he's told us how simple it is. But, for the offense to be better, he needs to get the ball more. It's that simple. And he's like, yeah, thank you. It is that simple. Then why does he feel the need to have to say it? If Santiago
wasn't to be touched,
then why was he touched? And if he was told that he's being transferred off the base, why didn't he pack a thing? It's because he didn't feel that way, that he was safe. You know what I'm saying? And so he feels, it seems, every now and then to have to say stuff because maybe deep down he feels as if he's not being fed enough or being, I don't know, is it a respect thing? What is up? Does he feel as if, let's just call it what it is, that McDaniels and his system is set up for his ultimate success, to let him be the GOAT that he is, period. And if that system isn't the right fit, or the quarterback isn't the right fit, then let's find him the ability to be the Randy Moss in this system. Who is in this system, who has been the beast of all beasts? And the only one.
The running back.
Well, no, I'm talking about as a receiver.
Oh, not Jacoby Myers.
In this system, in the history of this system, I guess I should be more.
Oh, sorry, you're going big. Randy Moss.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's Edelman or Gronk, right? I mean, who else?
The slot guy and the tight end.
Yeah.
Welker.
So treat him like he's Randy Moss because he has that ability. and he's going to wind up in the same room as Randy. So
I know, but the weird thing is,
and he's a different receiver than Randy.
I know, but Randy Moss had the career year. They didn't win the Super Bowl.
Well, I don't know if that had anything to do with Randy.
Randy also had
that had to
Tom
do with
Brady.
any given Sunday with a team that was ready to roll. That, by the way, that played him 3 weeks beforehand and had a better sense of being able to hang with them. I mean, there are a lot of circumstances. That had nothing to do with Brady and Randy and the
Davante's
system.
averaging 6 targets per game in the wins.
Not enough.
14 targets in the losses.
I get it. I get it. As a matter of fact, that loss to the Steelers, he had, we came on the air and said it's the most angering, angry I've ever seen a receiver who's been fed.
Yeah, he was amazing in that game. 13, 172, 2 touchdowns.
But I don't think that's any indication of if you feed him a lot, you lose. You don't feed him enough, you win. I think that's an anomaly, which is why he's saying something. And the fact that he feels the need to continue to say something, to me, is weird. It's weird.
Or, McDaniels rubs people the wrong way.
Or you just heard basically Breer say in his comments that the reason why they fell out of favor with Derek Carr is he didn't feed Adams enough. There is something amiss there, and I don't know what the hell it is. I can't put my finger on it, but every now and then Adams says something either to the print press or into a microphone where you're like, what does that mean? And then he comes back to have to describe what it means, and it's not like I want to get the hell out of here. I want the football more. And by the way, CeeDee Lamb kind of said that last week, and guess who got the football more? Yep. He did. And guess what happened with the Dallas Cowboys?
Got dope.
CeeDee Lamb got fed.
Damn straight.
It is kind of funny, Chris, that you bring it up because I'm looking at this. The 3 games that he was targeted the most.
That's an anomaly. Get out of here.
Yeah, but it's just weird.
That's 6 games, though.
All right, so spread it around more. Really?
And I'm not saying not to give him the ball more because obviously that's ridiculous, but you just look at this.
Or you could say that it wouldn't have been a close game against the Patriots if they gave it to him 12 damn times.
Maybe not.
And obviously the defense might, dictate. Come on.
But what if he gets 8 targets and they win again on Sunday against the Bears?
Well, then I can't wait to hear his post-game press conference. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.